After many years in Piemonte, I've got to know a lot about our region here. Today we're going to visit Cascina del Pozzo, a producer of the Arneis grape. The land in the Roero has a special character, but the results of this special soil are always in the hands of very strong traditional families. Today we're going to meet the Marchisio family producing the Arneis grape. Come to visit us in Castellanaldo. Hi Lorenzo.
Hi Jeff.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I will introduce you to my farm.
Wow.
And also my family.
With pleasure.
Oh, ciao Jeff.
Hello.
Hello Gianmario.
Ciao Gianmario.
Hi. Ciao
My
Jeff.
uncle Stefano.
Ciao.
Hi Stefano.
And my grandfather Flavio.
Nice to meet you.
The Marchisio family winery has its roots as deep as its vineyards in the earth of Castellanaldo. 18 hectares of vineyard to design profiles and horizons on the hills under the Roero sky.
We are winemakers by 4th generation. We have 18 hectares of vineyards and we produce only wine. First of all, Giovanni, who plants the first vineyards and started to sell wine. The second, Flavio, who gives a real name in the cellar. And the third, they are Gianmario and Stefano, who start to bottle wine and export in all of country.
Thank you. Complimenti Lorenzo. Well done.
Grazie, molto buono.
Salute.
The secret of these excellent wines is the same secret of the Marchisio family's deep attachment to the vineyards. In the course of time, Arneis has had the historic and geographic relationship with the most celebrated variety Nebbiolo. The generous and strong character of this kind of wine is rather perfectly expressed in its original name. In Piedmontese dialect, Arneis means literally little rascal, a difficult and demanding person, and Arneis is really a tricky grape to be grown. It has been cultivated for centuries in the hills of the Roero, northwest of Alba, where, since 2004, it is part of the Denominazione d'Origine Controllata and Garantita, DOCG, Roero white wine appellation. This crisp and floral wine variety shows precisely the touch of its lively land, aromatic and intense notes of almonds, pears, peaches, apricots, vanillin, flowers, rounded out with a creamy hint of hazelnut. Arneis grapes usually produce wines with a minimum alcohol content of 11 degrees and are used in the creation of both still and sparkling offerings. The wine is delicately dry on the palate with a velvety finish and exhibits an intense yellow color along with slight shades of green. Connoisseurs agree that it should be drunk young, not lending itself well to aging.
Taste wine is an important thing that every producer have to do for check the quality of the wine. Roer Arneis is our most important white wine. It's a typical wine of this area. It's a white light wine. There are two most important things for this white wine. The color, that must be very clean and clear, and the smell. It has a very good smell. This wine, it must be drink near the 7 degrees, very fresh, and during all day. You can drink this for aperitivo, first, second, and other things. And it's possible to drink now or in 4 years.
Arneis has no genetic relationship to the notable Piemontese red grape variety Nebbiolo, but the two grapes do share a close historic relationship. For centuries, the white Arneis grape was kept in an ancillary role and used to soften the tannins and harshness of the Nebbiolo grape in the wines of the Barolo region. Hence, the common and incorrect synonym of Nebbiolo Bianco. In the vineyard, Arneis was often planted with Nebbiolo in a field blend, with the aim of having the sweet and stronger scent of ripe Arneis berries to attract birds and insects, so to keep them away from the more valuable and prized Nebbiolo clusters. Even today, the Arneis vine can be a difficult grape to cultivate, with naturally low acidity and a tendency to get overripe if it is harvested after September. Better understanding of the variety in the last half of the century helped revive the variety as winemakers found that the Arneis grapes planted in sandy clay soil developed an elegant and exotic perfume. Within the Marquesio vines, there are only the family hands to cure every row, every vine shoot like a sun, to perfect the new ritual of the pruning and the selection of the fruits, with due respect for the environment. The Marquesios have chosen the tradition like a guiding principle of every productive passage.
We grown Roer Arneis since 1980, and now we have 8 hectares only of Arneis grapes around Castellinato d'Alba. The vineyards are high and sunny, and the land is sandy, so it's typical of this wine. All the works in the vineyards is by hand, and now the typical work is give some leaves for have a good maturation of the grapes and have a better harvest in the middle of September, always by hand.
The smaller the branch that is cut, the easier it is for the woody plant to limit the wound and the potential for pathogen intrusion and decay. Carried totally by hand, the harvest occurs in the mid of September. Despite the cost, some winemakers keep on preferring to use human workers to hand-pick grapes. The main advantage is the knowledge and discernment of the worker to pick only the best and healthiest bunches, and the gentle handling of the grapes.
Today is a great day because we are harvesting the Roer Arneis grape. We are at the last day of Roer Arneis harvest, that usually during 10 on 1 week. We are harvesting the Roer Arneis grape. My brother Gabriele is harvesting. There is all my family here.
Finally, the grapes are brought into the cellar.
This is an important moment because the grape arrive in the cellar. So the grape now we are pressing, are pressed. The first juice go down immediately and the rest arrive down during the pressing. Before the clarification, the cold clarification project, it stay in the cellar 30 hours.
All the family is involved in crushing, and the two young brothers Lorenzo and Gabriele, along with their young uncle Stefano, are at the forefront of the speedy operations to be accomplished in a packed timetable.
The dirty part of the juice arrive in this particular machine. This is a filter who with a fossiflor clean the wine, and this is the result.
A wine is considered clear when there are no visible particles suspended in the liquid, and especially in the case of white wines, when there is some degree of transparency. A wine with too much suspended matter will appear cloudy and dull, even if its aromas and flavors are unaffected. Wines, therefore, need some kind of clarification. The structures and technologies of the Marchisio cellars are advanced. New and spacious, they are an ideal place for giving to the grapes and the grape must the attention that they demand. Refinement, maceration, and aging follow the cardinal concepts of the tradition. Rigorously steel and large casks to testify the loyalty to one's history. Wines fermented and or aged in oak will be more full-bodied, while unoaked Arneis can have a more aromatic perfume.
Here we are in front of tanks of Roero Arneis, and for make Roero Arneis is important separate the grapes to press the grape to separate the grapes to the juice, and the fermentation it's made only with the juice. It's also an important thing for the Arneis to have the same temperature conservation. At what temperature is the secret.
If Arneis is a pleasure to be sipped, what best to enjoy it at the Mongaletto mansion? In the heart of the Roero, Castignaldo village, Mongaletto is a typical farmhouse perched on the panoramic hilltop from which it gets its name. All this is combined with a relaxing family atmosphere and made more enjoyable in the summertime by a refreshing swimming pool. Mongaletto restaurant has a veranda with an outlook on the beautiful panorama. From the terrace, guests can enjoy a splendid view of the castle of Castelnaldo while sampling the typical cuisine of Piedmont tradition. Thanks to the expertise of Luciana and Angelo and to the passion of their daughters Valentina and Ariana, the Mongaletto warm welcome immediately makes people feel at home. Moreover, the Mongaletto home cooking is dedicated particularly to the recipes of times gone by, using exclusively seasonal local products. Due to its vigorous nature, Arneis is a wonderful companion of spiced and aromatic dishes of the local Roero cuisine. This is a special day of celebration for all the Arneis friends in Castelnaldo.
Arneis.
Thank you.
Cascina del Pozzo.
Thank you. Our first antipasto today is the carne cruda, battuta al coltello. That's the local veal tartare coming from the Fassoni cow. A great match with a young, fresh Arneis. Today's second antipasto is the classic vitello tonato. Poached veal, sliced cold, and served with tuna, mayonnaise, anchovy and caper sauce. Delicious. Our third antipasto is a mixture of two dishes cooked in the oven. A leaf of cabbage stuffed with meat and herbs, and a stuffed onion with the same ingredients. Another tasty dish to go with a fresh Arneis. Our last antipasto is a flan of broccoli with a Parmesan cream. Should go really well with the fresh white Arneis wine. Our pasta dish today is ravioli with ricotta and herbette. Freshly made ravioli filled with ricotta cheese, herbs, and seasoned with thyme. Looks good. Our main dish is a roulade of rabbit, rollata de coniglio, prepared in the oven with onions, thyme, rosemary, and finished with a sauce prepared with our Arneis we are tasting today. Buon appetito!
As a hearty white wine, Arneis finds a happy home at any table.
Evviva, evviva l'Arneis!